Hello, welcome to my world. It's Audrey's world, and I'm, of course, Audrey. Audrey's world, it's a podcast for the daydreamers. Reality might be a little too much, so you just want to take some time to hear about someone's dream world or hear about someone else's life. Maybe just get a little entertained or hear some other dialogue outside of what's going on in your own mental dialogue. Listener, I get it. That internal dialogue. Oh, whew, we need a break sometimes. Sometimes our current reality, it's just things can be hard, whether that's circumstances or, what's going on as a whole right now. I don't know. There's a lot happening. So I agree. Just let's take a break. Is it maybe the best method? Probably not, but it's what works for me. So if it's what works for you too, or you're just kind of down to hear about some other people's lives, to daydream a little bit, get your own head in the clouds, then you are in the right place. And welcome. I love this for you. I love this for us. If you are a consistent listener, I would love to hear your feedback on last week's episode. Last week's episode, it was a solo episode where it was just me. Just me. And I don't know if you all like that or don't, because I could see both sides of it. Audrey, it's just you the whole time. You're just spewing things girl, we like having a different voice on. Fair. Or maybe you're like, it actually was nice to have that because you don't always talk about yourself or I don't really know you very well. There you go. But I don't know. You tell me. In this aspect, it's your world and I'm just living in it. Open to the feedback, comment, email me, do what you got to do to give me that feedback. I am listening. My ears are open. For those who did listen, I talked about my bangs so much in last episode. Honestly, it was kind of funny because they're really not that huge of a dramatic shift. But now that I'm recording again, thinking about the bang of it all, they've definitely grown out a little bit. And I'm liking them. I know how to style them a little bit better. I like the look. I will say the one thing that still is maybe not bothering me about them, but it's just different that I'm still getting used to is when I work out. I don't like how my ponytail looks because I've just been putting it so high up on the top of my head that the bangs just come into it in one swoop and I don't need any bobby pins or anything. So I will say that's probably my only, at this point, still hard part of it. But the rest, it's fine. There is a little bit of a jump scare a lot of mornings still where it's oh God, what did I do? I must have slept pretty hard last night or something. So I would say that's my bang update for this week because I know you were so curious about where I thought my bangs were standing right now. I get it. The group wants to know. That's a very high priority. So there you go. That's my bang update this week. But I don't think the whole episode needs to be dedicated to bangs or even the whole intro. So with that, I will introduce my guest today. At this point, you're pretty much indoctrinated into the family. I have another cousin that you get to meet. Yes, there's still so many more who I can go through. So just saying, I hope you're not sick of them because they're still coming. There's still a lot to go through. So you get to meet another cousin of mine and welcome to the family, Kaylie. Kaylie is one of my closest cousins. She's probably the one who I would say is probably a sister to me the most out of everyone. We grew up really close to each other. We're around the same age. So wow, what a sisterly bond we have. Just kidding. Then that I'm thinking, did we ever have any sister fights or anything growing up? And I don't think so. I don't even really, I know we maybe bickered a little bit, but I don't think we've ever had a fight. But Kaylie let me know. But yeah, so no fighting over clothes or anything. We would often try to coordinate outfits, Mary Kate and Ashley coordinate outfits, or sometimes we really would just all out match. So there was no fighting about clothes because we had the same clothes. But let's get into the episode. I know you want to hear about her, you want to get to know her, so here we go. She's a woman in STEM, a chef, a baker. She's creative and has a math mind. She can do it all. An eldest daughter and one of my many cousins. It's Kaylie Regueyra. You are looking so much like my mom right now. It's kind of
Literally,
freaking me
literally, I
out.
thought it. It's like, it's Pam.
But
Yeah.
how's the trip? How's the family vacay?
It's been fun. We drove up Wednesday, my dad, Nick, Lane, and I, and then Thursday everyone else came up. But we've just been hanging out. It's been really nice. It's cool. It's like 75
Oh,
and sunny, which is amazing.
oh,
So we've just been hanging. Yesterday we went to Traverse City. Felt like kind of a superwoman because I could handle Lane. We could feed him on the go. We were out and about for like 6 hours. I was like, let's
whoa.
do our thing.
Oh my God.
I know.
Wait, that's amazing.
It was like, okay, we can actually do this and like,
Yeah.
still go do things and whatnot. So,
Well, I'm sure it's helpful to like have those scenarios like with a bunch of people at
yeah,
first and not the first time you're doing that and it's like out of like pure panic or
yeah,
something. So
yeah,
I'm sure that was like helpful to like have people around you and like the support, but like you could still do it. I
yeah.
don't know.
No, no, it absolutely was. My mom's always like, here, let me push the stroller. And I'm like, yeah, okay, go for it.
Yeah, please, love it.
We do it all
Wait,
the
what
time.
all did you guys do in Traverse City?
We just bopped around. There's a downtown. Have you ever been to
Mhm.
Traverse City? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that like
Yeah.
downtown. We like just walked around there and went into some of the different shops and whatnot. And then we got lunch and sat by the lake. And
Nice.
yes, it was so chill. It was fun.
That's really cute. I think it was maybe two, I think 2 Labor Days ago, I did a solo trip to
Oh
Traverse
yes,
City.
I forgot about that.
And
I remember you saying that.
okay, if you guys have time, there's this little fish town. It's called Leland, which is like actually pretty funny.
Okay,
But
that is
and
fun.
it's just like there's not a whole like ton to do,
Yeah.
but they kept up with like the old school fish town sort of like things, and
Ooh,
it's just like really cute, really like rugged and like
yeah.
that sort of thing.
I'll
So I
have to
don't know how
tell
much time you
Owen.
guys have on your
If
trip,
we have
but
time, I'll tell Owen because he's out. He just left to go fly fishing for the
oh,
morning. Like,
wow.
please be careful. I think it's a mom in me now, but I'm like, do you have a life vest? He's like, I'm just like,
Oh.
okay, okay.
Oh, mom mode's hitting
No,
hard in all aspects.
like everything. So
Yeah.
don't turn it off.
Is it weird? Did that happen? I feel like it probably happens immediately after you have the baby. Just the hormones and things kind of
Yeah.
change, or did you literally feel a switch?
I don't know if I'd say I felt a switch, but I do feel like I'm more like cognizant of, and it's probably not like the best thing, but I kind of like I'm like aware of all the bad things that could happen more
Hmm.
so, and like almost trying to prep for that just in case. So I don't know if that's necessarily like good or bad.
Hmm.
But it kind of was immediate, and it's like weird that it's like even like with like Nick's like gonna go out and do something. I'm like, be careful, and he's like,
Yeah.
okay.
You have to stay alive for
I
me
know,
and someone else now.
like, can't see anymore.
Oh,
It's all good.
I kind of feel like I'm already that way, so now I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I think I was already that way too. Now I've just maybe vocalized it a little more, where before I'd just be like, my God, okay, he'll be fine. And now I'm like, no, actually be careful.
Kaylee is a new mom, like living it up, and it's so cute to see this new era, see this change. We have a front row seat in a
Um,
little differently than I have for like maybe some other folks.
mhm.
But I guess I'm curious, being a new mom,
Yeah.
are there any things that people can do to be of support? Are there any like ask this, maybe don't ask this, or like anything like that that people could like it might be good for folks like me who don't have a ton of experience
Yeah,
with new
for
moms.
sure. So, Lane is 9 weeks old now, which is insane. But
That's
like now that
crazy.
I'm a mom, I feel like I myself should have showed up better for my friends that were already moms. Like you just don't really know until you go through it. But I think people just showing up and not like asking what you need done, because I feel like Audrey came to visit and she was probably the best because she was just like, I'm gonna go to the grocery store. Can I fill up your water? Let me do the diaper bag. I'm gonna fold all the laundry. And it was amazing to like not actually like have to ask for those things. Because I also feel like when you're kind of navigating new mom, you still want a little bit of normalcy. So like I still did want to do the laundry just to feel like I could still keep in a routine and like some of that kind of stuff. So just having people stop over and in a way take control and not make you have to like make the decision. I related it to when we were building our house, like decision fatigue when you're a new mom was a major thing for me. I'm just like, okay, I'm trying to figure out all the stuff for Lane. So now trying to also, what are we going to have for dinner? And what should I eat
Yeah.
for lunch? And all that kind of stuff is just a little overwhelming. So to have someone just kind of take control of that is probably the best thing for me at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. I get decision fatigue about those things and like
Okay.
there's not this
Oh,
new like
yeah.
experience. I'm not taking care of someone else. Like, yeah, and that's a good point too. You're trying to figure out Lane's cries. You're trying to figure out what
Yeah.
he wants, what he needs. You're just learning him and
Yep.
also learning this new aspect of yourself.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, then having people be like, "What can I do?" I think that that could be really hard.
Yes. Because everyone has good intentions when they say that and like they
Yeah.
do mean help, but sometimes you're just kind of like, I mean, nothing, like it's okay. And I'm not the best at asking for help to begin with. So I think when someone asks me that, I'm kind of just like, oh, it's fine. I think we got it all. But when you, like, there's always something that could be done, I guess. So it's nice just when
Yeah.
people are like, here, unloading the dishwasher, or my parents will stop by and be like, hey, we're bringing this for dinner without asking. That kind of stuff is super helpful.
hmm Well, and I just like imagine too, if someone asked you directly, like, what do you need? Sometimes I'm also not great at asking for help, but I feel like when they ask, I'm like, I know I need something, but like, I don't know what it is
Right.
because like my
Or like,
mind wasn't there.
yeah. Or like, what
So,
should I pick from my list? And then you're kind of like going through and you're like, okay, well, I could have them do this or this or this, but you're kind of like, well, I could also do all those things. So yeah,
yeah.
it is a little, yes.
I kind of feel like that's in our DNA. Like we
Yeah.
know we can do it. Asking for help is
Yep.
really hard. We want to do it all and we
Yeah.
don't care at what expense. So,
Yeah. I'm like, I can do it. It's fine. It's fine.
hmm
But no,
hmm
that's been good. I don't think there's anything necessarily off limits to ask people.
hmm
Um, I feel like when you get married, everyone's like, when are you gonna have a kid? And then when you have a kid, everyone's like, are you gonna have another one? I'm like,
Yeah.
hopefully, but I don't really know yet. So
Also, I've
maybe
been a mom for 9 weeks. Like, I
I'm like,
let's
maybe
wait.
that would be kind of off limits, but
Yeah,
I'm also just like pretty open. So I'm like, I mean, yeah, hopefully one day. That's my answer.
yeah, yeah. There is always that what's next, which like I
Yeah,
get, like it is fun to ask that, but I think we're learning now, like it's not always nice. To,
yeah,
like, no,
I know.
we don't
Not
know.
everyone has, or you might have a plan, but it might not necessarily go according to plan. And then you're kind of like, wait, am I falling behind or am I doing something wrong? So yeah,
Mhm.
trying to like let people live in the moment a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Aw, oh, little Lane. I can't believe he's
No,
9 weeks. That's
no,
so
I know, it is
crazy.
crazy. I saw something on social media that was like the change from 0 to 3 months, like is so drastic just because they're like kind of becoming more of a human and less like
Mhm.
newborn like. And even day to day, sometimes I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I think you grew overnight. Like, is that possible? They say it is. So,
I swore he did the one night I was there. I was like, I literally think you shot up. Also, Kaylee, my mind was altered when I came back from that. Like 2 days later, I still would wake up and I'd be like, "What's going on with Lane?" And I'm like, "Audrey, you're in like you're in Chicago. He's not here." But I was
well,
like, "Oh my God."
oh, yes, it never goes away. Never.
No. No.
The big milestones, every month they're supposed to do this or that or whatever it is. And then you're like, of course, wanting them to do that. But then there was a mom that I was talking to that I grew up actually babysitting some of her kids. And she was like, enjoy this time while he's sitting there and not moving around. Because once they start moving, it is like all hands on deck. The baby proofing, you think you have something, and then it's like, actually, I probably should have done this, or maybe we need to do that. So she's like, just enjoy this kind of like, I'll say downtime. I know it's really not downtime, but when they're on
Yeah.
the move, they are on the move 24/7.
Into
He's like starting to interact with things now. So he has this little play gym that he can kick and it'll like play music and whatnot. He's like in love with that. So I just play like 20 minutes a day. I'm like, yes, this is great.
Great, love this. I can unload the dishwasher, like, like do
You make me
something.
coffee and we're
Yeah.
good to go.
And maybe have 2 sips of it
Yes.
before I need to do something. Oh my God. Oh, that's so cute. Wow. Oh, well, Kaylee is one of my cousins. I mean, at this point, I feel like everyone's indoctrinated into the fam because of how many of my guests have been a part of the family. But we're around the same age. We grew up always like really close to each other.
Mhm.
So I feel like you're probably the one person who, if I had to choose someone who was most like my sister, it would probably be you.
Yes.
So someone like you just know me so well. In prepping with this too, I was thinking of some of our memories or just like
Yeah.
growing up together, all of that. And I was kind of surprised. A lot of them came from your Michigan house
Really?
and like bringing the Dietz's
Yes.
variety ice creams. And
Yep.
like, I remember I loved your house so much because of the two decks. I just thought it was the
Mhm.
chicest, coolest thing. And and I was like, why can't we have that? Like, this sucks.
Oh,
But
yeah.
no, I just remember like birthdays. We would do long weekends. It was so fun.
No, it was so fun. I'll always remember too. I don't really necessarily remember the actual day, but the picture of when you came to my dance recital, is like probably one of my favorite pictures of all time. But you're right, like you definitely came up for like birthday parties, even like when I was, I don't know, when we were a little bit older and whatnot. And yeah, like the Michigan house, it's kind of weird when I think about it now because that house is like truly 20 years ago, like that we've been in Ohio or when we moved to Ohio, my parents and us. Um, but you're right, like all of the Dietz's ice cream, that was the highlight when you knew like when Aunt Pam was coming to an event, she was bringing all of the Dietz's ice cream and you didn't have to pick a flavor because she would always get the variety pack and life was good.
Yeah, yeah,
Or
yeah.
even like Hilton Head, didn't we do a couple of Hilton Head trips when we were younger?
Oh my God. That was so fun.
Right?
Yes. Yeah, that was really fun.
We never lived like we lived close. We were always usually in Ohio together, or even when we were in
Mhm.
Michigan, like we were only like an hour and a half away. But we were never like 5 minutes down the road, so it's not like we could get together all the time. So it was like kind of a treat when we got to get together
Mhm.
and like hang out and spend some time, or go down for the weekend for sleepovers and all that fun stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it was so fun. And the hit clips. I mean, we can never forget the Christmas
the
that
Christmas
we
of
have one other cousin who's in our like age tier. We are like, we're kind of known as the trio, I will say. So all three of us got a hit clip for Christmas with the same songs on it. And like
living life,
we
living
were
life.
so annoying to everyone. Well, I don't know if we actually were, but we thought we were like very cool and like on top of the world. So I assume we were probably annoying.
Probably. It was like back in the day, when you like hung out with your cousins or your friends, you would make dance routines and then, do them in front of everyone when you got the attention. That's like, that was that Christmas. I agree. That's what I remember.
That is like the pinnacle of girlhood.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, performing dances,
Yeah.
like anytime you could get some sliver of group attention,
Right.
like, yeah,
Like, excuse
so
me,
fun.
everyone over here. Like, we have something to show you.
Hey,
And they're
I'm
like,
not
okay,
done. I can
another
do it
one.
better this time.
Yeah, we went and practiced for 5 more minutes downstairs. So we're actually ready this time.
Oh my God,
Oh, yeah.
insufferable.
Yes. Good time. Good time.
Oh, so good. And then, of course, recent memories too, like pasta night, I feel like kind of
Yes.
trumps a lot of that. It's like a new tradition that we have
Oh,
around Christmas. Uh, Kaylee and her family, we either someone goes to each other's
yeah.
place and we just make homemade pasta. And not gonna lie, her family is much better in the kitchen than anyone in my family could ever be. I mean, my mom's good and Anthony is too, but I don't know, something about their extra touch, or it's like because all of them are so capable, but like their pasta night last year definitely beat out any of the pasta that the Oyer family made
I
when it was at our house and we were in
I
charge of
don't
prep.
think. I think it's more about getting together. The pasta is like, I mean, a key piece of it now, but I think it's funny that you say that though, because my mom and I talk about it all the time. I have two younger brothers, Nathan and Owen, and when we get together for the holidays, it is just we're a very like probably food forward family. We're always in the kitchen, we're always making stuff. That's where we hang out. And like we can all be doing something together or making a meal, but everyone's doing different things. But we're very like, I don't know, almost like in sync. If Nate's working on the steak bites and I'm doing a different appetizer, like it's very much like, but I need something, he like instantly knows. I sometimes feel like I don't even have to tell him what I need. And it's like kind of weird. I think it was I don't think it was last Christmas, maybe the Christmas before, but we were just doing appetizer night and we had gone to Golf Simulator. So we got back like kind of late, and of course everyone was hungry, so we were like trying to be quick. And my mom and dad said they took a step back and we're just watching the three of us in the kitchen. They were like, it was honestly amazing to just see like how you guys flow, how you would like, oh, I need the salt. Here you go. Here's this. Like, and then 20 minutes later, everything was ready and we were good to go. They were like, it was really cool. And I'm like, take a step back and think about it because like for holidays and stuff, we're always trying new recipes or like let's do this. Or Owen, my youngest brother, is like he's probably the best cook of all of us. But he's also the one that will make like tiramisu, and I would buy the lady fingers like he's making them homemade. Like I'm
Hmm.
to that stuff. He is always the one with the new recipes, and we kind of laugh because it takes him a lot longer to get things done, but it's okay because they're usually very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well worth the wait.
Your family is like, whenever I always am like in awe still to this day, whenever I go over to your house or your parents' house. Yeah, all of you guys are in your own little stations, you're in your own little world. But like, for example, literally the last time I was over there, this was just a casual Sunday dinner for them, and this was like bigger than a Thanksgiving meal for me. There was like some sort of like blueberry compote like going for a long time for this like cornbread cobbler dessert thing. And then we had Nick, Kaylee's husband, was then out on the Traeger, like doing insane ribs. Then Owen came back from a shift at work where he just had made so many of these like smoked meats. Then there was like mac and cheese. Kaylee's mom made these green beans. Then there was like, I don't know, probably at least three other things that people are working on. And I'm just, oh, there were some sort of potatoes that I was like, guys, like I can help. And I definitely feel like I like ruined the vibe a little bit because I was like, guys, what do we need? Like, we need more of this or like less. But everyone's so in sync making these like parts of it. And it just, the flow is insane. And it's just the coolest thing to see. And I love that it's
Yeah.
something like you all love to do it and love to do it together.
Yes. And I think we're not really like scared to try new things or like try a different recipe out. So that's maybe it's obviously a good thing, but we can kind of be like, oh, I saw this recipe, like let's try and make it. And then we'll be like going to the store 2 hours before we said we're going to eat dinner because we're going to try and make one more thing real quick. And it's usually not real quick. So it's a blessing in disguise sometimes, but
Yeah.
it is really fun. And a lot of my like just childhood memories or just family memories in general are like around the kitchen and what we're making and that kind of stuff. So it's a good tradition.
Yeah. I guess I'm so curious. How did that start happening at an early age? Did your mom just like, let's say she was making cookies and it's like, okay, Kaylee, help stir, add in the chocolate chips. I guess because I would love to somehow recreate this. So like, give me the building blocks. Like, how can I do this?
I feel like it was more of like a natural curiosity more than my mom being like, hey, help with this. Like, I feel like we wanted to help or be in the kitchen. And I also feel like we've always had kitchens where there's an island and where my mom does like most of the cooking. So, like, we would be like sitting at the island after school for a snack, and my mom's like kind of getting some things ready for dinner. And then we'll be like, oh, like, what are you making? Can we do this? Can we do that? So I feel like it's more like I don't know that it was ever necessarily forced, but it was just kind of like, yeah, let's do it. Like, let's just try.
Organic.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
I'm screwed. No, just kidding. No, that's so cute. That makes it even better. But
Yeah,
that reminded me too, like, yeah, your family. So my younger brother and then Kaylee's middle brother, Nate,
yeah.
they would do, maybe it was just one time or maybe two summers, but they did like
Yeah,
a
they
cooking
did do
class at
that.
Sur La
Yeah,
Table. And yeah, and Anthony's the way better cook. He's like the ON. He will hand make every part of his recipe. He will go above and beyond. We currently are telling him that he's in his Martha Stewart era. I don't think Owen would appreciate that, but like I do feel like Owen's hit
probably not.
Martha Stewart in some
I
ways.
won't tell him that, but you're
Yeah.
not wrong.
Well, I guess maybe not because Anthony likes the hosting part of it and like putting the
Hmm.
details out and things. So maybe
Yeah,
that's where he gets more of that Martha
I agree.
Stewart-esque, where like I think Owen's just in the detail,
Like,
like
take
he's in
your
the
time
cooking.
and
Yeah,
enjoy.
yeah, go,
Here you go. Yeah,
go. Hmm.
that's definitely right.
That's so cute.
I know.
I love how you and your family, there's so much creativity. It's not only with the cooking, but like then baking, but then you all, like you and your mom garden too. And then for you, like just crafts and design, it's just very fun to see. And it's always been just like a treat to like have that with you
Yeah.
all.
No, I think my mom and I are definitely very creative, and my dad and both the boys, Nate and Owen, really are all very handy. And now Nick, I'm starting to get him to be able to try new things and work on different projects and stuff that I have like just around the house. So I feel like it's kind of like a balance. My mom and I always joke like we'll come up with these crazy ideas, and then Nick and my dad will be like, well, you have to scale it back a little bit, but they kind of make it come to reality. And I think it is kind of back to that like they'll just try whatever. Like if we have a crazy idea, they'll like try it, and if it doesn't work, then we'll figure something else out. But usually we can get it to work somehow. So that's been kind of I feel like sometimes have the crazy ideas, then they have the brains behind it of like, well, it's not going to work if you just do that. So we have to do this. And I'm always like, couldn't you just build some, throw it together, and you can put it up there in like 10 hours? That's no
Yeah,
problem at all.
that's easy, very
Have it
doable,
done
right?
this weekend. And they're like, no, you have to do this and you have to do that. And I'm like, well, okay, maybe 2 weekends.
Yeah. It's so cute. Like, I feel like hearing that, it's like a creativity incubator in
Yeah,
your guys' home because it really is. It's just like, this sounds kind of cool. Like, but there's no, obviously you want that thing, but like if it turns out differently, I don't know. I feel like you still
yeah,
could like make it work. Or your dad and brother and Nick is this way too, where
yeah,
it's like that you have that critical thinking
yeah,
sort of skill. So like, okay, it didn't turn out, but they'll either do it again or like, okay, I think if we start back from this step, like we could make it work or
yeah,
like get it exactly to where they're thinking. So I feel like it's that creativity, but then that drive to want to challenge yourself a little
yeah.
bit or like to
Yeah,
make
no,
it
for
work.
sure. No, for sure. And my mom and I can go off of each other too. So like when we're talking about a new thing, and then my mom's like, well, what if you did this? And I'm like, well, what if we did it this way? So
Hmm.
then we kind of get to the actual end product and whatnot, and like then it always works. So we'll
It
see.
always works. So not only is Kaylee creative like this, but also she's a woman in STEM, aka she's an engineer. So when I say I'm a woman in STEM, it's usually just because I nailed a picture to the wall or like, did something like that. Whereas Kaylee's like literally a math genius, a woman in STEM. So like, I don't know, I think it's really cool that you have that duality where you can be the math, get in the details, like kind of do that sort of like women in STEM work,
Yes.
but then like you have this creativity side and you have both of those that are so strong and very apparent in you.
Yeah, growing up, I always like loved like art and like crafts and just to your point being creative, but then math and science was where I really excelled at school. So then when I got to college, I really wanted to marry those, obviously. Hopefully, find something that you love and you never work a day in your life. And so I originally went to school to do architecture, and then that was a hard no, for a lot of reasons.
Like I always forget that. Like I really that yeah.
Stop at UC, and then went back to Ohio State to do engineering. But yeah, I don't know. I think I like how I can be creative even at work. Like I can still be creative in solving different problems and that kind of stuff. But really, like most of my creativity is at home and whatnot. But I like the math and science side of things. I like there to be a right answer a lot of the times. So that's, I think, where I really enjoy some of that side of like that side of my brain, I guess. I work at Worthington Steel, which is a steel processing company and based in Columbus, Ohio. We're kind of all over the Midwest. But actually, I'm starting a new job when I go back to work after maternity leave. But really, just like continuous improvement is what I focus on now for the company. And just how can we make different processes more efficient? Now we're looking more into like AI, how we're going to do some of that kind of stuff and incorporate that into manufacturing, which sometimes sounds like it could be easy, but other times it's like, I don't know. I think AI can be so many different things. You know what I mean? Like it can be
Yeah.
make me a PowerPoint, write me an email, or it can be like how to um, incorporate different things into a process and make it more efficient and reduce redundancies and all that kind of stuff. So I'm excited when I go back to like really get into something new. But yeah, engineering at school, I would always get mad. Like I went to Ohio State. My best friend is a teacher, so I would get frustrated because she focused on English. So I would like, have these reports to write or do all this like crazy math, and her homework would be watching an episode of something and then writing about it. And I'm just like, where did I go wrong?
Yeah. Oh my God.
So yeah, school was hard, but I liked it. It was challenging for sure. And I do like what I do now. It's challenging, which is a good thing. Otherwise I'd
Hmm.
probably be bored. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
been good. It's been good.
Good. I guess so. I'm curious with the process improvement and
Yeah,
things. For me, I guess I don't know engineering like really at all.
yeah,
So I'm thinking about process improvement, like how we go about it or efficiencies, like driving that sort of thing. And it's more like it's just kind of like, let's try this or like, I think
yeah,
this because of the system XYZ. But I guess is there math? Like, do you have like, how does that, is there
yeah.
a math side of things
So
to like the
admittedly,
process
for my new
improvement?
job, it's probably less using my degree than it has been in the past.
Mm.
So I think from like I always kind of say like there's a million types of engineering. I think the foundations of engineering are all taught to every type of engineer, whether you're like civil or I went to school for material science, welding, there's all these different kinds. Um, I mean, even like computer science engineering is like drastically different than my type of engineering. I could probably never really do that,
Yeah,
nor
that sounds crazy.
maybe desire, but um, so there's all these different types of engineering, but I think at the core you learn more so like how to think through a problem. Like I know that maybe kind of sounds to really like dumb it down, but I feel like that's like at the core of all engineering, like really think about what the problem is and like how to go through and solving it. And then from there, I think, whether you're focused on material science like me and you're looking at plastics or metals, or like my dad is a welding engineer, so he focuses more on like joining products, civil engineering, there's all these different kinds. But I think for my new role in like process improvement, like I bring a different perspective into the team because of like my background, but
Mhm.
not everyone on the team is an engineer. And really everyone's doing process improvement to some extent in their job. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? So I think
Mhm.
our team is looking at more of like the bigger um bigger areas of focus, or like if we have a company goal, how can our team really support maybe some of the back office type work
Mhm.
that maybe a certain team we know they should do, but they just don't have the time to like really dedicate a lot of, research and time studies and some of that kind of stuff. So that's where our team can come in and like help guide them,
Mhm.
and do some of that type of work for them so that when we're ready to actually make the improvements, they're able to like they have a voice at the table and they're able to participate, but they don't necessarily have to do all of the more
Like
like back
legwork.
office. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess too. So I work with someone who she's in a similar type of role, but she's found success in is like kind of sharing her process or like it's really hard for some of these leaders that she's working with to forward think and they're like, well, I want to do this, and she's like, that's a great goal, but like, okay, then we pare it back. What
Yeah.
do you actually need? Or like, do we need to tweak the goal because of these
Right.
factors that we found, peeling it back a little bit?
Yeah.
So it kind of sounds like that's your job, or I would imagine that would be a part of your job too, like helping people
Mhm.
really strategize or think. And
Yeah.
it's like maybe the goal actually isn't what we thought it was because of maybe these limiting factors or like just capacity or whatever too. So it
Yeah.
is like
Yeah,
creating that.
no. We have like a formal process that we follow for some of these bigger process improvement projects. Like it can obviously be altered a little bit depending on what we're actually like working on, but the biggest piece of it really in any problem solving, I think, is like what is the scope or what is the actual problem you're trying to solve?
Mhm.
But there's a lot of times where you can be like, oh, like let's do this better, but what does that actually mean? Like, are you
Yeah.
trying to, and why do you want to do that better? Is like, I think it's a piece that not everyone thinks about too. Like, sure, maybe you want to reduce waste in a process, but is it because you're trying to, maybe someone's retiring, so you don't want to have to backfill that position. Like, is there any
Mhm.
way or maybe you are going to, and maybe you want to give that person more work. So we want to like try and scale some different things down too. So I think it's important to realize what is the actual goal and like why are you wanting to do something.
And then like the current landscape too to
Yeah,
like make it happen.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't like there's all these great ideas, but if you don't have anyone there to like keep it going and like actually sustain it, then in a way it's kind of a waste of time if you're going to try and make something better to then fall apart again.
Yeah. All of this reminds me, I heard of someone who she always thought that she was, I think this was like on a podcast I was listening to or something. She grew up always thinking she was horrible at math, but that she is like very creative and is very good at critical thinking and like process, like strategy, that sort of thing. And then someone who is like a math whiz was like, no, that's exactly what math at its core is. It's just that thinking, that kind of problem solving, that critical thinking, all of that. It's just like in a way that people, I don't know, I feel like you either grow up and it's like an immediate you're good at math or you're bad at
Yeah.
math, and there's no kind of like in between or growth area. I mean, that's not every single case, but I feel like
Right.
generally that's kind of something where you're either intimidated by it and it's just like, like I didn't get
Yeah.
this answer, and then you just kind of shut
Yeah.
down a little bit with it, and then or it's that. So I kind of like thinking of it more in that philosophical sense where it's just no,
Yeah.
it's problem solving,
It's
like
problem
truly.
solving. Yeah.
Hmm.
No, and I think like math, I feel like can be very discouraging too when you're going through school, especially like when you're younger. Like if you are not necessarily good at it at the beginning, I feel like you just tell yourself then, like it's one of those things to your point, people either say they're good or they're bad at math. And it's like, I do think that's true to an extent, but I
Hmm.
also think when you're younger and maybe you don't do great in a certain area of math or whatever, then you're kind of just like, oh, well, I'm not good at it. So you almost go into every math class with that mentality where I'm like, I think more people like are good at math than think they're good at math, I guess.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was the kid who was bad at math. So I've already told Kaylee, if I ever have kids, she's getting roped in on the math homework. I mean, God forbid, maybe my husband is some like math genius.
I
Like
mean, you
that
never
would be
know.
great. You'd never know. But
Yeah, also the way they teach math these days, like I don't even know if I could help a kid do math. I have little cousins, and they were going through elementary school and like, show your work, but you're supposed to do it this way. And I'm just like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I
yeah,
can show you how I would do the problem, but I don't think that's going to get you the right, well, it'll get you the right answer, but I don't think it's going to get you like what you're
the
supposed to do.
credit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how it was with my mom. So my mom is like the mather person of my parents. And okay, first of all, it was quite literally like the what you think of. Every night coming home, I'm sobbing about math homework because my mom is like, Audrey, this is the answer. This is how you do it. But I'm
Yeah.
like, it's not how they showed it in class. And now I'm
Yeah.
even more confused, like all
Yeah.
of that. And it was that every single
Every
night.
night.
So yeah.
I love it. Love it.
Yeah, math.
Good things.
I don't think I was ever built to be an engineer, but that's fine.
It's okay. We need all types of people in the world.
We do. We do. But yeah. I feel like you have this creative side, you have this mathy side. I don't know. I feel like you can take on any project to any scale and it like kind of comes out. But I think that might be like a little bit of your eldest daughter and you too. And like then I was thinking about it and I'm like, wait, Kaylee's not only an eldest daughter like I am, so I feel like, I have this
Yeah.
like character or like whatever. There's a personification of eldest daughter that is so true. But then I was like, wait, Kaylee is also the oldest grandchild on both sides of her
Yeah.
family and then the only girl on
Only
that
girl.
too. So I'm like, oh my God, Kaylee is like this souped up eldest daughter. Do you think about that at all? Or like,
I
do
do
you?
think about that a lot, especially when I was pregnant. And then when we found out we were having a boy, I'm like, wow, first of all, like, can we get a girl up in
Yeah.
here sometime? Because I'm the oldest, like Audrey said, and then I have two younger brothers. And then on my dad's side, I have two younger cousins, all boys. So, and even like growing up, like it was always boys in the neighborhood. So I kind of just like always feel like just this like older sister to so many people. Even my cousins talk about like how we said like you're probably the closest sister person I have in my life too. But to my little cousins on my dad's side, like we're all super close, so we probably treat them more like siblings than cousins. And even
Hmm.
like the neighborhood where my parents live now in Dublin, it's like I'm the token neighborhood daughter because all boys in the neighborhood. So it is just this like everywhere we go, I'm the oldest and I'm the only girl. So I definitely have like the oldest child characteristics. I'm a little
Hmm.
bit bossy. My brothers will tell me. I probably take on more than I need to for my parents. I try and like kind of like be the middle person. If I can help like my brothers out a little bit, I'll do that type of thing. But yeah, I'm the oldest, I'm the girl. I get a lot of like, well, if we want to do something, just have Kaylee ask dad because he'll never say no. And I'm like, that might be a little bit true. You're right.
Like, it's not, oh, yeah, it's
You know,
true.
I
It's
kind of
true.
always want to be like, no, that's not. And I'm like, well, you're not necessarily wrong. So I can
Yeah.
ask.
I think it's so, I'm like very into the eldest daughter lore lately. Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
I saw something online where this was probably like 6 months ago, but it told me like a different perspective of being the oldest. Whereas, like, I don't know, I kind of knew it was like obviously my parents figuring out parenting kind of
Yeah.
for the first time, or like I had all their attention until my brother
Yep.
was born, like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
That was obviously pretty clear. But I never thought about it from like a younger perspective. Like if I were to have a older sibling, how
Yeah.
that would be. So it's like, oh yeah, you'd have someone to look up to. Someone who like
Yeah.
if they tested this boundary, you knew not to avoid that based on mom and dad's perspective.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, they had success doing sports and I don't know, in these
Yeah.
certain classes, like,
Yeah.
okay, I could probably have my hand at that too. Like, no, we had none of that. We were
Right.
figuring that out,
You have
gathering
to
that
figure it out
data,
too.
testing it, like all of that. And I had
Yeah.
never thought about it like that. So I feel like ever since I heard that, I think of eldest daughters specifically in such a different light. And then, I mean, Taylor Swift is about to like drop an album where there's a song called Eldest Daughter. And
I
now I think I
know.
might be like,
That's our
I
anthem.
might be in my Swiftie era now after that. Like, girl, we're on the same wavelength. Like, I don't know. It's just so interesting to me.
Yeah.
And I do feel like all of us kind of come out in the same character build in a lot of ways, like very similar personality traits.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of it is too because of like our parents, to your point, like they were their sole focus at that time. So like there is so much more, I don't know, maybe more structure and routine. Like I see it with Lane where I'm kind of like, okay, well, it's been an hour and 10 minutes. So within the next 10 minutes, he's probably going to be tired and want to go down for his nap. And I feel like you go through that one time. Like I feel like you have a little more flexibility and you're like, okay, well, if he misses a nap, like it's really going to be okay. Like, you know, whatever. Um, so I think there's a lot to that. But to your point of, we didn't necessarily have like that person to look up to. Like I kind of always think about like cousins would probably be like the closest
Hmm.
person for me that I had to like looked up to, but there's also no one like day in and day out. You're kind of just like, ooh, like what they did was cool, so I want to try that
Hmm.
or something along those lines, but not like the here, let me test out the ropes and see what we can get away with. And then Nate and Owen can like, you know, in my opinion, kind of get away with murder.
Yeah.
Owen, the youngest, I'm like, are there rules anymore? Like what
Yeah.
happened?
What happened to the structure I had? Like, what?
I'm
You're
like,
not yelling at him for that?
allowed to do that, but good for you.
Yeah, I always kind of equate, okay, cousins were then who I looked
Yeah.
up to, or I'm like, oh, that they're doing that. That's pretty cool. Or
Yeah.
like, this is cool now, like whatever.
Yeah.
But yes, we all grew up kind of close to each other, but none of us were in like the same school district or
Yeah.
even in the same like school or even someone like within 30 minutes really
Right.
away that you would see enough
Yeah.
to like test that. So yeah, it was
Yeah.
this weird, I don't know,
And
weird
I always
looking
think
up.
that growing up, I always wanted an older sibling until I realized like that's not really how it works. So like I always wonder what it would have been like. To your point, like if I did have an older brother or sister, like how would the dynamics be different? And because I feel like your life is obviously different, but I feel like it could be drastically different based on like birth order a little bit.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like I always see those things where it's like, especially with two sisters,
Yeah,
or more sisters, where it's like, oh, my older sister did this, so I'm going to do that.
that's
Or,
what I'm
you
gonna
know,
do.
like I
Yeah,
feel like they kind of are like, hey, it worked out for her, so like, sweet, I'm doing that. I feel like
yeah.
I see that more with like sisters. I always fantasize, I think I wanted an older brother more than an older
Same.
sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I kind of think that's just because I also had brothers. So like that's
Mm.
just what I was
Mm.
used to in a way.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I always want an older brother.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't
Always an older brother.
know
And
why.
then I really
Yeah.
fantasized, a few of my friends had older siblings and like older brothers in
Yeah.
particular. And whenever we would go over to their house, there was the rare occasion that they also had a friend over. And I was like, oh my God, like, are we dating their
Like meant
friends
to
now?
be.
Like, And I brought that up actually when I interviewed Casey for the podcast.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, didn't you like ever think that? Like, I didn't want to be like, I was thinking that for like your brother and his friends. And she was like, no, they were like, I don't know, 5 years
Yeah.
older or something. And I was like, didn't stop me.
Not
Like,
me. That's funny.
like, obviously they weren't looking at me. I was a
Yeah.
dweeby child, but like,
Hey, you never
whatever.
know.
Never know. But it didn't happen, and that's fine.
Now we know.
Now we know why. And like, thank God that was kind of like, pedo. So like, it all worked out.
That's funny.
Oh my God. Oh, if you have a girl next, like she will have that older brother that you always wanted. That would be cute.
Oh, I know. I did kind of want a boy first just because of that.
Hmm.
Obviously didn't really care. Now I kind of just feel like I'm like a boy mom. Obviously I
Yeah.
am right now. And sometimes I'm like, because there's no girls around, I'm like, do I know what to do with a girl? Like, I don't know if we do, but
Yeah.
we have a niece, so we could figure it out for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. You would figure it out. It would all
We
work out.
would.
Well, Kaylee, I'm now
Yeah.
that we know kind of the way of the land, a little bit about you, I
Yes.
would love to know what your dream world is. So if your head is up in the clouds and you're just daydreaming away, what does your ideal world look like?
Well, I think for the bigger world, I just want people to be kinder to each other. I want us to like slow down. I don't know if it's just like the mom in me right now, but like I want people to like slow down and like really be content with where we're at, what we're doing, like not just always thinking about like what's next, what's the next step at work, what's the next step in like all that. Like sometimes it's like, okay, let's just be like content with where we at.
Yeah,
We worked really hard to get here. Let's actually enjoy it instead of always being like on to the next type of thing.
I love that. Yeah.
Um, so that's one that I'm really big on right now. I'm trying to be more in the moment. Um, when you were at my house, I remember telling you this. I was like, what did I tell Audrey my dream world was? I think we should have baskets of fries at restaurants instead of bread baskets. Okay. I just
That's right.
maybe
That's a great one.
I'm just saying, like at an Italian restaurant, instead of a baguette, give me some fries with
Mm.
Parmesan cheese and like a little parsley. Or like imagine like some
Or like an
waffle fries.
aioli too.
Yes.
Mm.
Or some waffle fries with taco seasoning on to dip in queso or some guac. I'm just saying, I think there's some opportunity here.
There's a huge opportunity here. Well, and like, okay, I feel like everyone always wants a side of fries.
Yeah.
So get those first, dip or like have them for later
Yeah.
too. But yeah, then you can really focus on the meal and get what you want then. Ugh, that would be perfect because every girl love this
The
is an
Caesar salad and
assumption.
fries.
A salad with fries and give me a Diet Coke. Like I'm living
Right.
my happiest fucking
Yes.
life if I have that. And you're already
Absolutely.
handing me a basket of fries to start. I
Right.
would be forever indebted to that restaurant. So if we all had that, like, wow.
Yes, I'm just saying I think there's opportunity there. Um, but then like I guess for my maybe like more immediate world, like I would love to live on like a couple acres. Um, I don't know, just like out a little bit, like I mean, kind of in the country, I guess, but like still close enough that like I can get to Target and a couple stores easily. But yeah, like have a big garden. I would love to have like a flower field out back, like just kind of like almost a meadowy type vibe. Like the kids are just like hanging out. I don't know. I think I'm in my like slow down life era right now, so that's really what's like driving me currently.
You've wanted to have land though, and
Oh
like
yeah.
that's something I guess I am so curious. Okay, I grew up in Ohio too, and
Yeah.
I never wanted to stay there. Like there was
Yeah.
never anything in me where I was like, this is end goal, and that's not a good or
Yeah.
bad thing. It was just like my experience.
Yeah.
But what's it like to like grow up loving that area and like loving that vibe and wanting that sort of life? Like, I don't
Yeah.
know, I feel like it would just feel like you might have a little extra like confidence or like comfort with like
Yeah.
your environment and where you're growing up. And I'm
Yes.
kind of like dream about that.
I don't know for sure. I mean, like, I just also, I think the flip side, like, can't really imagine being anywhere else. Like, I think about, like, okay, do I want to ever be in a city? Not really. Like, I don't
Hmm.
know that New York or even Chicago is like where I would really want to be. I think I've always liked having, like, growing up, you probably hated chores, but I liked once I was old enough to like have my own space and like be able to do things how I wanted to do them and change
Mhm.
things up that way. Um, I also think back to my family, like everyone is still right in Columbus, which is we're so lucky to be able to like get together on random weekends or like, hey, what's everyone doing on Tuesday for dinner? Like, does anyone
Mhm.
want to do anything? Especially now with Lane, I want him to be able to be close to like his grandparents, his aunts and uncles, like all of that kind of stuff. So like, not saying it's ever like completely out of the cards, but I do think like Columbus, Ohio, just in general, like is probably at least for now feels like where we're gonna
Mhm.
keep our roots. But I don't know. I don't know that I guess it just never really was like truly looking to get out of Ohio. It
Mhm.
wasn't out of the question. Like I applied for different jobs and stuff after school out of Ohio, but
Mhm.
through the interview process, being Worthington is where I ended up, and have been there since then. So I can't really imagine anything else right now, which
Yeah.
maybe that's the creature of habit in me a little bit. But I think if there's like the right opportunity, that's Nick and I talk.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're always like, if the dream job truly opens up and it's somewhere else, like then that's what we talk about. But also not necessarily just up and leaving just to say we got out of Ohio or we got out of Columbus,
Right.
like we haven't been there forever, because I don't think
Mhm.
a bad thing either.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you brought up like the family aspect of it
Yeah.
and how you have that village, and especially now we like
Yeah.
I got to see it. Having that right now with where you're at with
Yeah.
Lane, like amazing, incredible. But yeah, I guess my family, they're not there. Like I don't know. So I think that's
Yeah,
not
no,
even like I
exactly.
can't I don't it would be nice to have that, but yeah, that's like a good point too, that you just have so much of a system and a life built up there too, that going somewhere new you'd have to find that or like rebuild that, and
Yeah.
that's
And it's like
not worth
not
it.
it's not easy to make friends as an adult. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, and we have like our core group of friends, and sure some of them have moved away. A lot of my friends actually have started moving, which is like sad, but also like
Yeah.
amazing for them. But like we still have our core group that like we like to do things with. So again, it's not like it's ever a hard no, like we're never leaving, but also like making if we were to ever leave, is it truly the best for our family?
It is like I this summer got to spend a lot of time like back to back with my college friend group in
Yeah.
particular, and it was so great. Like I mean, I don't know if it's because they're my college friends too, and we started out on adulthood like all
Yeah.
just being surrounded by each other and whatnot, but it was so great, and I was like, oh my God, I miss this. But then I was like, but they don't all want to live in Chicago. I don't want to live where
Yeah.
they all are at. Like I
Yeah.
love we're all building the lives that we want to have. And though at times I am so sad it's not more convenient for us just to hang out
Yeah.
or grab a bite, get together, even for something quick. Like I don't want their happiness to be, I
No.
don't
And it
know,
makes the time
muted
you
for
have
that.
together like more special, I
Yeah.
think. Like gives you something to look forward to. Like we're getting ready to go to New Jersey for Labor Day. We go every year to visit my best friend Tor and her husband, and they have a 1 year old now. And so like that's kind of like always our weekend. Like we know for sure, and we see them other times throughout the year too. But like it's always like, okay, we know we're gonna get like a solid 5 days in with now Aunt Tor and Uncle Josiah, and we're gonna hang out and go to the beach, but just do like normal things too, and really be together and enjoy each other's time. So yeah, it's like it's hard to kind of grow up and then like everyone starts going different directions, but it's also
Yeah.
like really cool too to like take a step back and see like all your friends, like what you've done, where you're going, like what you're doing now is like actually kind of incredible when you think about it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I know that was quite a, off topic for the
That's
dream world, but
okay.
no, I love your dream world. And I keep thinking too about the being happy where you are. Like,
Yeah,
and I don't know, in my head immediately, I was like, do we think, I think it's always would have has been that way, but I wonder
yeah,
if with social media, how you can see these people having
yeah,
such different lives, or like you can kind of see that next step visually, and it's like all over all the
yeah.
time, or like you can be inundated with stuff like that. I wonder if maybe that's made it worse at all, but
Probably a little bit, but it's like also like the flip side of that is like, okay, that gives you ideas to dream about too. We were kind of talking about this morning at breakfast also, like not everyone is going to be able to do the same things in life, obviously.
yeah.
So like making it's hard to like not compare yourselves, but like how do you not compare yourselves with also trying to like oh, that'd be so cool, or let's dream about this, or like, what if we did do that one day kind of thing. So
Mm-hmm.
it's all a
Mm-hmm.
balance.
For sure. Yeah, we're all uniquely ourselves, and like no two lives will look the same, but for the best reasons. You have to just trust yourself and be who you are. So, yeah,
Yeah,
it might not look
for sure.
like an influencer's life, or it might not look
Yeah.
like your eldest
Next door
cousin's
neighbor or
life, you know? Yeah.
my life might not look like Audrey's life, but
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. So, I
Yes.
love that. I love your dream world.
Yeah,
It's very
I
cute.
know. Yeah. I don't know. Probably fresh flowers every morning.
Ooh.
That's my favorite. Maybe not every morning. Every week probably is more
Yeah.
realistic. But
From your garden. That would be,
yes.
I honestly, I would love that too. I
Yeah.
want like that meadow. I always see those
Yeah.
videos and I think it's like,
They're
I don't want
so
to cut grass. Well, I'm also
no.
not very good at it. So like, yeah, put a
Let's
bed
just
of
throw some
flowers back there
wildflowers out
instead.
there.
Yeah. It's prettier.
So true.
Aw. Okay,
Yeah.
my dream world,
Yes.
I I'm not very good. Like music, I don't know. Even if it's my favorite song, I don't know the lyrics to it. Like I have no idea if someone's singing something. Like I don't know what's happening. I'm just there for
Yeah.
the beat to like bounce along and kind of go with it. And I feel like because of that, like I have no bandwidth for musicals and I hate that because I think it would be very cool and like it's
Yeah.
so theatrical and like all of that. So I decided I think that musicals need subtitles or like musicals maybe there's like a tablet underneath you where it like follows
Okay, so you can
along
sing
where you
along.
could like see what they're saying and like
Yeah.
all of that. Like sometimes I feel so dumb because like I genuinely have no idea what they're saying and like it's only because of the set that I kind of know what's happening. But like
Yeah.
I need more subtitles throughout our world and maybe that's just one way, but like I don't know with music and stuff too.
No, I
Bring on more
totally get
subtitles.
that because with Lane, he is like really starting to like music and stuff. So I've been playing it throughout the day. He has this little thing that he can like kick and it plays songs. So I'm like sitting there trying to like sing the songs with him. And then I'm like, wait, I actually don't know these words. So my mom's going to make up a couple words.
Yeah.
And one day you're going to be singing this song and you're going to be like, oh, that's not what my mom always says.
Yeah.
So don't listen to me all the time. Just
My
most.
mom says that she has this too, and now you're saying you have it. Now I'm like, is this seriously something that's in our DNA? Like, is this the genetic pool? Like,
I don't know about.
crazy.
I feel like I can like I don't know. I feel like some lyrics I like know, and then others I feel like I confidently know, and then I will find out I was wrong,
Yes.
and that's always humbling.
Yes. Yes. That happens to me all the time. I'm so, so confident in what I thought the
Yeah,
lyrics were, and it was
and then
not
you're
that
like,
at
oh,
all.
actually, no, it's
Yeah.
not that.
Yeah. No. No.
Yeah, but
It is very
I don't hate
humbling.
that. It would be nice, even like, I mean, if we're talking dream world, lyrics to songs when they're playing just pop up, so you can like somewhere in the universe, so
So I
you
know
can
what
like
they're
see
saying.
them. Yeah,
Also, I love pop. Like, that's just
yeah.
like me. I'm a pop girly. There are so many times where, after months of listening to this song, I'm like, oh my God, they're like talking about sex. Or like, oh my God, like, or I'm like, they're talking about drugs. Like,
Newsflash.
I have no idea. I'm like a 30-year-old woman, and because I can't hear or like, I don't know what they're saying, it
Oh,
takes me so long, I feel like, to be like, oh my God, I've been singing this song, and it's like kind of nasty
out
or
and about
something.
down the on the sidewalk, and now I know what it's about.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
So I feel like that, like, oh, yikes, that could get
Yeah,
a little
a little
scary, but
feisty.
yeah, yeah. But also my dream world. So I'm on the side of TikTok right now where it's like a lot of amazing people who have either some chronic illness, they are like have some sort of disability, or it's like their parents of people who have disabilities and like
Yeah,
stuff like that. And it is like so inspiring yet so sad because I see some people who are like, they have like a face uh conformity or something,
yeah.
and they're like, I was literally turned away from a restaurant because I was scaring kids and this
Yeah,
is my fate, like things like that. Or like now I'm learning more and more too about, because of that, like the insurance side of things, or just like different lacks of support, either
yeah,
because someone can't afford it, or like the current system we have, or just nothing's close to their area, like it's not accessible for whatever reason.
yeah,
And it's just so eye-opening, and it's kind of twofold. So obviously I wish all of those gaps were closed. I don't think that it's
yeah,
fair that like these people were either born this way or had some insane accident, or like
yeah.
It's just they get MS or ALS or like something so sad that they
Yeah.
couldn't have controlled, and now they don't have the care to like, or their family can't take care of them or can't take a break. Like
Yeah.
caregivers fatigue is so huge.
Yeah.
So like obviously I wish that was different. Um, but then too, like in the same breath, a part of me wishes that like none of that ever happened and that wasn't their experience. But like I think that I can't wish that. So I just wish that those people could be more celebrated or we can help them out.
Yeah.
Like they don't receive like this instant judgment because they might look a little different or we're maybe intimidated that we might say
Right.
something wrong to them or like treat them in a way that then we find out isn't correct or something.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just like that's been so eye-opening to
Yeah.
me and seeing those videos and just how I don't know, there's not a lot of help that we provide those people and they're kind of out on
Right.
their own and it's really sad.
Yeah. I think it's like we need to be more accepting of others. And that's like both. We need to be accepting of the people that like have had these tragedies potentially happening to them, but also being accepting to the people that are truly trying to help and maybe they say the wrong thing or they um I don't know, don't necessarily go about it 100% the correct way, but they were making an effort. Like, I think we still need to celebrate those people that are trying to do the right thing. Like, we can't always get it right. Like, we have
Yeah.
to be able to
You
have,
have
like,
to learn.
yeah, we have to be able to, like, learn and go through it and make sure that from there, if we did something wrong or said something wrong, I don't think anyone necessarily, well, I shouldn't say no one. There's definitely people that probably are intentionally doing that, but I also
Yeah.
think there's a big group of people that are not intentionally doing that and being able to, like, still be okay with mistakes. Like everyone
Hmm.
makes mistakes. Like why can we not? I feel like we're in a world right now where you can't make a mistake. Like how do we?
Very black and white. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's
And
so
it's
black and
like
white.
everyone wants to, and I don't know if it's for that fear of looking like they're being judgmental or
Yeah,
like, I don't know, like racist, ableist,
yeah,
like I don't, whatever it is.
whatever it is.
But yeah, I agree. I think that then people are easily like, you did that wrong and I'm right. Like, because I know that you're supposed to say
Say
this,
this
do this,
or
or
whatever.
whatever. And yeah, I mean, like, fair. Maybe there is definitely room to like continue to educate yourself and learn
Yeah,
more and like put yourself in those situations where you can hear the dialogue and like pick up and learn on things
right.
or like learn things how to better move about those scenarios. But I agree that just the culture that we live in where it's very much like you're wrong, I'm right, like
Yeah. Or you should have done
that's
it
not
this way, or you should
helpful.
have done it that way. And it's like, okay, maybe you're right, and maybe I should have done it that way, but also like I did try. What have you
Hmm.
done? You know what I mean? Like just acknowledging that like people are still trying to help people out in the world, but we don't necessarily always get it right, and that's okay on both sides.
Yeah. I'm wondering though too, like in the same breath, like I don't know, it's hard. Like I guess now I'm trying to put myself in like those shoes. Let's say I was trans and I
Yeah.
was then having to constantly be like, no, these are my pronouns, like no,
Yeah.
this is, like I do think there's a fine line of like, yeah, they obviously can be like, this is so fucking frustrating, like no one seems to get this right, like I'm trying to
Yep.
be nice about it. Everyone has those days where it's probably like just too much and it's just
Yeah.
very frustrating.
Yep.
So yeah, there's a fine line between all of that and it probably
Absolutely.
just goes
And I
on like
think,
educating and putting
yeah,
yourself in those different
I was gonna
situations.
say, I think it all comes back to like you still, if you get something wrong and someone corrects you or whatever the case might be, you have to be open to that feedback, I guess. And like if you're not
Yeah.
open to it, then that's where I think things fall apart. But if you are open to that and like, okay, now going forward, I know, to say this or I should do this or whatever the case is, I think that's where I think the key to all
Mhm.
of this, I guess.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point. I agree. Well, unfortunately, like that's not our reality, and that's honestly
I know.
kind of devastating. It kind of brings me
Yeah.
down a little bit. So to
Yeah.
then, wrap things up or like kind of ended on a bit of a positive note.
Yeah.
Kaylee, do you have a small win that you want to celebrate or like pat yourself on the back for, or are really proud that you did that?
Well, I feel like we keep kind of coming back to Mr. Lane.
Good old squirmy
But
wormy.
I know. Honestly, pretty proud of ourselves. We made a 6-hour road trip and we're like, I think pretty much kind of killing it on our first vacation. Like, pretty
Yay.
much sticking to a routine, but still being super flexible so we can be out and about and like hanging out with the fam. So I don't know. I told Nick this morning, I'm like, I feel like we're kind of killing it right now. Like we got this.
That's awesome. Oh,
Yeah,
that is huge. That's like
I
a
know.
nice win just to like I don't know. I don't know if you're feeling this way, so I don't want to like put this on you, but I'm sure being a new mom, going on your first vacation too, you're like, okay, this is how it is. Like
Yeah.
you want to be respectful obviously and like considerate for like what Lane needs and like following that schedule, but I imagine maybe a part of you was like, family vacations they look
Yeah.
like this. So I'm sure if you can kind of like blending the two of those realities and not it being like this huge blow up something, like
Yeah.
that's huge. Like that's
Yeah.
really nice and I'm sure that like I don't know, just gives you some confidence about moving forward and just
For
different things
sure.
that you can try or
Yeah.
do.
Yep. Definitely.
I love that for you. That's so cute.
Yeah.
Aw. My small win.
What's
So
yours?
I am someone who I'm like time really stresses me out. I really
Yeah.
let time or my perception of other people's time really drive my day. And the
Okay.
last two weekends, um, I have like been on more of my own time. So like following my own path and not stressing out if, oh my God, I didn't leave by this time to meet this person. I'm going to be 2 minutes late. Like
Yeah.
seriously, the fact
Okay.
of being a minute or two late, like drives me up a wall. Like I'm in
Yeah.
a frenzy sometimes about it and it's ridiculous. Um, yeah, I don't know why, but I hate it or like it's just how that is. So the last two weekends, last weekend I was in St. Joe, Michigan doing a little trip by myself and
It?
it was so fun just to be on my own time. I followed my own kind of like what I was wanting to do. And then I did that yesterday. I was meeting some friends at the lake, but I was like an hour late and I just didn't really care. I was like, Audrey, that's not the priority. You're
Yeah.
still going to have your enough time at the lake to hang out with your friends. Like you don't have one friend just waiting there for an hour alone. Like you took your time, you did what you needed for that day.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I was just like proud of myself, not for like
Good for you.
stressing out and like hustling on a
Yeah.
Saturday to go to the
Yeah.
lake, like a
Like you're
chill thing. Like it's not supposed to be this
right.
stress-inducing
It should be
activity.
relaxing and fun. And it's not like, oh my God, I need to leave at this exact second to get here to make sure that I'm on time. And it's like, to your point, if you're a minute or two late or even an hour, depending on the scenario, it's okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
Which is easier said than done because I'm
Yeah.
probably like you, where I'm like, we need to be out of the house in 4 seconds, or
Or
we're
I
gonna be
wouldn't
late.
lose it.
But I could probably be better about that myself.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was fun. It was like a nice
Yeah.
change of pace. So
Yeah.
that's my small win. But
Love that for
yeah,
you.
yeah,
Keep it, girl.
thanks. What else is on the agenda today? Is this kind of it? Like anything big? Dinner? Any activities? Waiting for Owen
Um,
to get back from fly fishing?
I don't think too much. I think the guys are going golfing, so I think Allie, my mom, and I might run into town and just bop around a little bit. But
Cute.
that's
Fun.
pretty much it.
Oh
Just
my God.
relaxing. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, okay. Thanks so much. Like, it
Thank
really
you.
means a lot.
Anytime.
You're the best. Well, enjoy that family trip.
Thanks.
Tell everyone I say hi, but especially little
Okay,
Lane,
I
so he
will.
doesn't forget me.
I'll tell.
And that's the episode with Kaylie, my big sister. What did you think of meeting my big sister? Oh my God. What if I just started calling her my big sister? I think she would kind of hate that because, as you heard, she's already a big sister to so many. Like, I don't think she needs another one. But we could be equal. We could just be sisters. Oh man. I love her dream world though. Like slowing down, I think that that's huge. And I think that we would be a lot more appreciative of obviously what we have, where we're at in our life. And I love her point where, like, we worked really hard to get where we are now. Think of where you were 5 years ago, 5 months ago, 5 weeks ago, 5 days ago. Like, it might not be a drastic shift from where you were 5 weeks ago or 5 days ago, but there still is a change in you. And, like, I think that's huge. We can be content where we are, be grateful for where we are, but still want to be able to grow. And that's not a bad thing. But it doesn't have to be once you hit one, I don't know, level or hit some sort of accomplishment that like then it's time to start chasing the other one immediately. You can sit in that glory for a little bit and like, I don't know, hang out there. And I think that that would be really special. And I think that's something that I really want to do more of and be content with. So I love that that's a part of her dream world. And I love that she even went to go on and share some about like the type of home she wants to have, or like if, you know, having some sort of land would be a dream for her and stuff. I love that. For me, I just want a lake house. I want a lake house so badly. I want it more than like anything else. It could be my full-time home, but like, if we're really dreaming, it's not, because traditionally a lot of lake towns are like in smaller towns, and I just like that's not really my comfort zone. That's not really my vibe. I like that separation. So my dream world would probably be a lake house. I don't know where I would want to actually like have a family, like grow up in some ways, or like live. So I guess for me, that maybe is a little harder question because I don't exactly know yet, but I do know whatever, wherever I am, a lake house. That's what we're going for. And fries to start every meal instead of a bread basket. Absolutely incredible. Freaking genius idea. And I guess I'm curious for my dream world. Is anyone else such a subtitle slut? Like I need subtitles all the time. Love subtitles. And I don't know, maybe that makes me think that I'm like a lazy listener or something, but I just prefer subtitles. And maybe I'm 80, maybe I'm 100 for that, but it is what it is. This girl loves a subtitle. Who's with me? Who are my subtitle sisters? Oh my God. But yeah, so that was the episode today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate your support, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you're liking the podcast that we got going on here. Feel free to comment wherever you listen and share your feedback. But of course, if you like the pod, you can support by liking, rating, reviewing, subscribing, commenting, following, doing all of those things. Even maybe taking it a step further, take it off the internet. Tell your friends about it. Tell your family about it. Tell whomever you think could like it. So, just a great way to support the pod. Share your dream world with me. Email audreysworld@gmail.com with your dream world, and I will share it on air. I appreciate you tuning in so much, like more than you could ever know. I just really love doing this. So the fact that people listen to it, I just appreciate it. And you're taking time out of your day to search for the podcast, to press play, and to dedicate, like, I don't know, an hour of your day, give or take, for it. So that, like, it doesn't go dismissed. So thank you for doing it. I sincerely appreciate you. And I'll be back again next Tuesday with another episode. Love ya. Bye.